Fingerprints in Florida and across the country for those responsible for this week's tragic events. We are reminded that our country has dealt with terrorism in the past.
And perhaps lessons from America's history will be a guide for what we may face in the future. Fox's William Jeunesse has the story.
America will never make concessions to terrorists. To do so would only invite more terrorism.
America has dealt with terrorists before. Islamic fundamentalists in 1979 take 66 Americans hostage in Iran. After negotiations fail, President Jimmy Carter sends in commandos. But the rescue operation ends in disaster.
On behalf of us, welcome home.
The hostages are ultimately released as President Reagan takes office. He then faces his own terrorist challenge.
They are beating the passengers. They are beating the passengers. They are threatening to kill them now.
In 1986, terrorists operating out of Libya detonate bombs in Rome, Vienna, and West Berlin, killing 14 U.S. citizens. More Americans are kidnapped in Beirut.
I don't think anything that attempts to get people back who have been kidnapped by thugs, murderers, and barbarians is wrong to do.
Reagan responds, bombing terrorist and military installations and shooting down Libyan jets. President Bush faced Saddam Hussein. While the Gulf War began with Iraq's invasion of Kuwait, Hussein harbored terrorists as well, including those responsible for bombing Pan Am Flight 103.
Our cruise missiles.
President Clinton took a measured response to terrorism, sending a single cruise missile to Baghdad in 1993 after confirming Saddam's failed attempt to assassinate ex-President Bush.
American embassies in Africa. And
5 years later, terrorists attacked U.S. embassies in Kenya and Tanzania. The ringleader, Osama bin Laden. President Clinton again responds with cruise missiles, destroying terrorist facilities in Afghanistan and the Sudan.
Retaliation implies a kind of a tit for tat. You do this, we'll do that. Then you do this, and then we'll do that. That doesn't get you anywhere. That's engaging in a relationship. I want to end a relationship here.
America's relationship with bin Laden includes the first Trade Center bombing in '93, his attack on the USS Cole, and this year's massacre in Lower Manhattan.
The previous responses, the modes of response, are no longer appropriate. And it's not simply a matter of doing something, or even doing something more, but rather calls for a fundamental change in mindset.
In the new war on terrorism, Jenkins believes retribution will not be a single act, but killers will be hunted down relentlessly and without regard for international law or boundaries. And American forces and assassins, he believes, will have standing orders to kill terrorists and those who harbor them whenever and wherever they are found. In Los Angeles, William Jeunesse, Fox News.